What's going on, guys? I was going to do a stream a little while ago, like an hour ago, but then the Henry Cejudo news came out. Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Vera at UFC 292. And I did a video on it. It's been rumored for like a week, but now Henry Cejudo has come out, and I updated it in the comments of the video. Henry Cejudo came out and said, I don't know if I'm fighting at UFC 292. I got an injury. So I put in the title, Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Vera off UFC 292 and Emmett versus Topuria predictions. My full card predictions came out earlier today. We can talk about whatever you guys want, though. We're just doing a random stream. Jumping on here for a little bit to discuss MMA. And, yeah, I can't believe it's already June 19th. Where the hell does the time go? But anyway, yeah. So, it's crazy. In case you guys haven't heard, hold on a second. In case you guys haven't heard, it was originally rumored last week, Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Vera by a bunch of like dumbass MMA Instagram accounts. I told you guys, look, I don't know that that's actually happening because these accounts aren't trustworthy. You never know what's actually going on. We wait till it's official. Well, then we wait till it's official, and Henry Cejudo literally puts out a video immediately saying, look, I'm injured. I have a shoulder injury. I may not be able to fight on that card. And I haven't accepted that fight yet. So it's just the UFC again and again and again and again and again. Just selling them wolf tickets. Wolf tickets, wolf tickets, wolf tickets. Shout out Nick Diaz. So it may not happen. The UFC perpetually just announces whatever they want. They announce whatever they want. Fighters can't make it. Fans can blame the fighters, not the UFC instead. That's what happens here. So they're just selling some wolf tickets, to be honest. What's up, Tommy? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Anthony? They did the same thing with Costa. I'm not even sure he's fighting. I agree. I wouldn't shock me if Paulo Costa versus Ikram Aliskerov doesn't happen. Wouldn't shock me at all. Let's go. Perfect time for some pleasure. I am here. Going to grill some burgers while listening to this stream. What time is it where you're at, Jordan? A lot of contract announcements from the UFC recently. They've been doing this for 10 years. And probably longer than that. So, can you look through the rankings and see who Jan should fight? Only bounce back fight that is logical could be Cruz. Cruz or Pedro Munoz is who I thought. I talked about it in the video. The video's out on the channel now. I hope you guys go and check it out. It's actually doing all right. It's almost got 400 views already. It's been out for a few minutes. So, if you guys could go check that out after this, I react to the fight and give an early prediction for it. And discuss why I think it's actually happening. But ultimately, it may end up happening. It may end up happening on a different card. So, the video's fine. 10 p.m. Just got home from work. And fair enough. What's up, Joey? J-Dub here. King Beach, California. Long Beach, California. Okay. Who do you have this Saturday, Josh or Ilia? I did a full card prediction video. Please go check it out. Those videos take a lot of work. And I got Ilia Topuria via submission. What's up, Cry Care France? Don't worry, I'll hate Aljo if he doesn't fight O'Malley on a 3-month turnaround and like the UFC wants. Exactly. That's what'll happen. If Aljo pulled out, everyone would shit on Aljo. Aljo could literally have one of his arms chopped off, and they would still say. They would still say, Aljo's a pussy for not taking the fight. That's what would happen. How would Cejudo versus Aldo have gone in 2020? I think 50-50. I would have picked Aldo, but then after seeing that Merab performance, I don't know. It's like Cejudo doesn't use his offensive wrestling enough. When he faces a little bit of adversity with his offensive wrestling, he doesn't seem to just double down on it like someone like Merab does. So it's 50-50. I'll probably take Cejudo. Like, looking back in retrospect, I'll probably take Cejudo. Unfortunately, because Aldo's one of my favorite fighters. Aldo's one of my favorite fighters. And unfortunately, I have to pick against him. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel very good. I'll tell you that much. I still feel like Emmett can clip Topuria if he lands. It's over. That is true. Topuria gets a little bit too aggressive. I'm going to do a full breakdown and prediction for that. That'll be out tomorrow. I plan on doing that tonight after the stream. And then I'll release it tomorrow. That's at least the plan. Apparently, Cricare of France and Manel Kopp verbally agreed for September. Cricare of France and Manel Kopp verbally agreed for September, according to Brett Okamoto. That's a great fight. I love that matchup. Blade is not exactly a looker. I heard that. Cricare of France, exactly. Exactly. Blada. What'd you guys think of my cuts video? What'd you guys think of my cuts? Did you guys enjoy it or not? What did you guys think? The last few cuts were my favorite cuts to make. The last few cuts were my favorite cuts to make. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Cut Manel Kopp. Honestly, Cejudo has little to no threat once he has an opponent on the ground if they're not already hurt or have zero grappling. Yeah, Cejudo can just wrestle, but he just doesn't do anything with it. For being too real on Twitter. Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, Manel Kopp is a wild man. Being a wild... Patty, did you figure it out what I sent you? Were you able to figure it out? I sent you a message. But I want you to make sure you can still... You were able to find pinned messages anyway. Because technically, if you say swipe left, you're really going to the right. And if you swipe right, you're really going to the left. So I didn't know how to word it. But then I just sent you the link anyway. So hopefully you were able to go. Join the group. You enjoy all the videos. Thank you. Cricare of France has to be the best name ever. I'm gonna call him that in my prediction video. Cricare of France versus Manel Kopp. Honestly, okay, read that. I'll take Cejudo with a torn shoulder on the main card instead of seeing Chris Weidman getting brutally KO'd by Brad. You aren't wrong, my friend. You aren't wrong. When is Paddy Pimblett fighting, and who do you reckon? I have no idea. Most likely December would be my guess. I would most likely guess December at the earliest. And they're going to give him somebody he can beat. What do you mean Cejudo versus Vera is off? The UFC announced it, and then Cejudo put out a video and said he's injured and may not be able to fight. It sends you to the general page. What do you mean it sends you to the general page? Let me take a look. I don't know what page it sends you to, but once you click on it, you should be able to hit join group. You won't be able to see anything just yet until you click join group. I can't see it because I'm already part of the group, so I click on it, it just takes me to the group. There should be somewhere on that page that says join group. So go click on it and look for somewhere on the page that says join group. Tapology is a little bit funky, but it works. It works. So that link has worked recently, so it should work. But just look for somewhere on the page that says join group, please. Also, you won't be able to see the picks yet. When the card locks on Saturday at the opening of the first card, everyone can see everyone's picks. Let me just double check that that's accurate. Yes, you can't see anybody's picks yet, but you'll see a list of people. You'll see a list of group members. Now, as soon as you request to join the group, I'll be able to approve your request to join the group, and it'll show up on my end. But there should be somewhere on there that says join group. Just look hard because Tapology is a little bit weird sometimes. Let me know. Wait, is it really off? Cejudo came out and said he's injured. And said I may or may not be fighting. Henry has no submission threat. That's true. Amir Albazi won that fight, yes or no? I thought it could have went either way. Crute versus Hill, Joey. Who do you got? I'd definitely take Jimmy Crute. I think Jimmy Crute and Alonzo Mendenfield would take out Jamal Hill, no doubt. Is Stipe even in the USADA testing pool? Dude hasn't fought since 2021. I have no idea, dude. I have absolutely no clue. Absolutely no clue. Man, Weidman getting flatlined by Tavares on the pay-per-view would be about as sad as Frankie Gutierrez. Yeah. Thoughts on Dawson versus Demir? After seeing how bad Demir's takedown defense was against Arman, I'm kind of leading Dawson. I don't think Demir has bad takedown defense. I lean Demir. I don't think Dawson's all that good. Joe, I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but I love your videos and your channel and your personality. You're hilarious, dude. You're so funny, and I love watching you break down the sport. I enjoy it. Hey, man, I don't know if you're coming on to me, but I'll take the compliment. I'm hilarious, and you love my personality. I've never heard another grown man tell me that. But I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. If anybody else wants to shower me with some compliments about how much they love my personality, I've been told I'm very boring. So, appreciate you, my friend. Appreciate you. What do you think can change how bad the recent UFC cards have been? What do you think can change how bad the recent UFC cards have been? You figured it out? All right, let me take a look. Patty Mills has requested accept. Boom, you are in the group now. Now, all you have to do is go to the event page and make your picks. And then on Saturday night, you'll be able to see this group like this. You'll be able to click on it on the side page. And then you'll see a points system where it says points next to our names. You'll be able to click on that and look at our picks. Obviously, you already know mine if you watch the video. But it locks on Saturday. The second the fight card starts, all picks lock. Yeah, but if anybody else wants to shower me with any more compliments like Mason has, I'll take it immediately. I will take it immediately. Pause. Big pause. Joey, I'll golden shower you with... Stop, bro. Do you know what Joshua Fabi is up to these days? I don't know. I would love to get him on for an interview. I would absolutely love to get him on for an interview. Who would you pick in Arman versus Charles? That'd be a tough fight. I'd go Charles. I'd go Charles. I approved you, by the way, Patty. I approved you. I don't know if I said that or not. Mason just getting a bit too much MMA Joey pleasure. That he is. Keep pleasuring Mason Joey. Demir has great takedown defense. Keep getting up. He just couldn't escape the clinch. Yep, exactly. I don't remember. Just join. I know you just explained, but how can I join the members Tapology? Go to the random tab on Discord. Go to the pinned messages, which is on the right-hand side. You go to pinned messages. There's a link there for everyone to join the Tapology group. Once you click that link, you should be able to hit join group, and then I can approve you on my end. Did you see Cry Cara France versus Manel Kopp is verbally agreed to Brett Okamoto? Yes, I did. Who knows? I'm waiting for Manel Kopp to come out and say he did not accept that fight. I'm waiting for Manel Kopp to come out and say he didn't accept that fight because that's happened twice before. Manel Kopp was supposed to fight Figgy twice. Fight got canceled. So, Joshua Fabi is the best coach in MMA. Yeah, he's a true guru. It's off. Cejudo came out and said he's injured. You can go watch the full video on Henry Cejudo's channel. If you don't believe me. If you don't believe me, you can check out the full video on Henry Cejudo's channel. Why do they announce fight without them being legit? To pressure fighters into doing what they want them to do. I mean, that's the crux of it, to be honest, okay? That's what's going on there. That's what the UFC will continue to do. So he's always calling Dana out, and I love it. Okay, appreciate it. They're gonna have the main card every 2 months instead of one. Main cards? What do you mean? You mean pay-per-views? Islam versus Volk is one of the most high-level fights I've ever seen. Islam crisp counter left hook and Volk ripping shots to the body. My goodness, that was a good fight. It was a great fight. It was a great fight. And you know what I don't get enough credit for? My prediction for that fight. I predicted Islam, but I said it would be a hard-fought fight, and people were underestimating Volkanovski. I talked about it ad nauseum in the lead-up to that fight, that I thought that Volk would make it competitive. Go back and watch my prediction video if you do not believe me. So, and I don't get enough credit for that one. Islam 4-1 for me. I don't remember what I officially scored it after all these months. Shady tactics by the UFC. Very true. Very true. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, can you like the stream? Run up the likes on the stream. Helps the algorithm. Do you think Dana actually got Aljo a $700K card? Probably not. Watch Cejudo not even have an injury just to force the UFC to pay him more, fight through it. This is the same dude that retired and got a brand new expensive contract. I don't even know if he got to get a brand new expensive contract and Dana didn't budge. It seemed to me, and I actually like this. I watched most of the videos Cejudo put out. It seemed like he'd rather wait for Merab. He said basically he wants to wait for Merab and fight Merab. So I remember you had it live. You had it Islam 3-2 live and Islam 4-1 on second watch. Appreciate you, Benji. The thing is, look, there's so much going on and so much that I'm trying to keep up with in MMA and then in life in general. It's like information's constantly getting replaced. So I know like vaguely I scored it either 3-2 or 4-1 for Islam, but I just couldn't remember exactly what it was because there's so much information up there. It's unbelievable. I mean, how do I even remember all this stuff? Half the time I'm doing videos, I'm like, oh, am I going to forget something? All right. Who all joined the Tapology group? Because I see two requests. Are both of you guys members? Or did somebody search it up? Who's Nicolau? Who's Nicolau? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Who is Nicolau? I approved you, Jungle. I'm assuming it had to be someone in here. How do you think Chandler versus Arman would go? Okay, I'm dumb. I forgot I saw your name earlier. I got it. I'm approving it now. We're growing the Tapology group. It's fun on Saturdays. Just don't forget to make your guys' picks. Not that it matters. It doesn't affect me one way or another, but... It does not affect me one way or another, but... If you want to be part of the group and the point system, it's fun. And Patty, did you see the Tapology page that I put on Discord? The Tapology competition I'm thinking about doing for UFC 290? Go take a look if you haven't seen it. I'm thinking about doing if we can get 15, 20 guys to do it. Why do you think they announced fights? I already read that. They should have gave McGregor a fight that made him motivated. I always said Jorge or Diaz trilogy was the way to go. Dude, who knows? I don't think anything can make McGregor motivated. I'm down. I saw it. Yeah, it'll be fun. If we can get like... I'd only do it for big fight cards, and we'd have to keep it very simplistic because I don't want anyone... people start to act weird. It's just for fun here. I'm not trying to, cause any problems because you know how stuff like that kind of gets. But if we get like 15, 20 people, I'll come up with the exact rules. It'll be very concise and exact in case there's a draw and stuff like that. And then we'll have the payment methods that I can figure out. Okay, I'll have to work on it. We're 3 weeks away from 290, so I'll work on it this week. I'm going to count how many people said they would be down for it, and then we'll go from there. But I figured you'd be down. I mean... The point of it is supposed to be such a low barrier of entry. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to be upset if you lose, but it'll be awesome if you can win. Wait, is the fight on or off? Okay. I'm going to break this down for the 18th time. The UFC announced it. Brett Okamoto announced it saying, per Dana White, the fight is on. Henry Cejudo put out a video after the fact and saying that he's injured and he may not be able to fight. He has to get his shoulder looked at, and he has no idea if he's going to be fighting on UFC 292. What is your prediction for the future of women's bantamweight? Stays the same, gets downgraded, or eliminated? Stays the same. Is it just me, or have the cards been so bad lately, and the UFC kind of makes me sick to my stomach lately? I don't think they've been that bad, but they haven't been great. This next card is really solid. Are you leaning towards the feeling McGregor is guilty or innocent in the new case, or do you stand neutral and don't care? Look... I don't know. I don't have enough evidence to support one way or another. None of the video I've seen, the only takeaway I have from the video, I know people like to say, oh, this definitely proves he's innocent or this definitely proves his guilt. The only takeaway I get from the video is that he was there. That makes the claim somewhat credible. But my take from the entire thing is, I find it hard to believe that there will be enough evidence to support the claim. So whether he's guilty or innocent, If they were alone in the bathroom, unless somebody else walked in and is a witness to it, and maybe there's some type of DNA evidence on her when she went to the police department, which I doubt, it's impossible to truly know. So my guess is he will be, quote unquote, exonerated, but we won't really truly know. If I had to tell you my gut feeling, right? And again, I don't like to make these types of guesses because I like to wait for actual evidence before I formulate my opinions and I criticize or I defend. But if I had to tell you my honest opinion, I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I think there was some type of maybe altercation in that bathroom where someone tried to kind of force themselves, but it was kind of brought on, and then it was kind of like this and kind of like that, and then they went their separate ways, but maybe it wasn't that big of a deal, but then someone was pissed off. So I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle, will be my honest guess. But I don't like to guess because I'm just guessing here. We don't really have a whole lot of evidence. But the most we can know is that the claim is somewhat credible. And it wouldn't shock me. Conor's constantly drunk. Conor's constantly on coke. So would it shock you if he participated in something like this or he did something like this? It wouldn't shock me at all. Patty Mills already locking in his picks, I see. Is it just okay? Read that. What is your prediction for the future? Already read that. She's not pressing charges, just demanding a settlement. I did mention that, and I do think that is suspicious. I thought it was hilarious that the UFC's first comment was, "We will let the justice system play out." Yeah, that's always their comment. Would you agree Dariush versus Viziev should be next? I like that idea, but I also like Arman versus Dariush. Arman versus Dariush should have happened after the Gamrot fight, and it did not happen because, in my opinion, Arman got robbed. A little bit of an exaggeration, but you get my point. Mario, thank you for the 12 months of membership. Time flies. That is crazy. Yes, that's a year since you became a member. That's wild. Time does fly. I can't believe it's almost July. Is Patty Mills this channel's biggest sugar daddy? I don't know. We'll let him see if he can prove that tonight. Eldridge, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. You get extra live streams, access to the members only Discord, access to behind the scenes stuff, and loyalty badge, custom emojis, all that good stuff. A bunch of extra benefits for a measly $3 a month. Appreciate your support, Eldridge. If you're on Discord, make sure to join the members Discord. We get a little wild and crazy in there, but I post a lot of behind the scenes of what's going on with the channel and what videos I'm working on, and I'm in there every single day. So appreciate you becoming a member. If you have any trouble finding anything, if you want to join the Tapology group is also in the Discord, but I can also post it on the community members tab on YouTube if you want it to, if you don't have Discord. Andy locks in his picks. Sweet, sweet, sweet. But yeah, thank you, Mario, for the 12 months of membership, and thank you for becoming a member, Eldridge. Appreciate it. If anybody else wants to become a member, the link is in the description. It's $3. It's a great way to support the channel. It's a cheap way to support the channel, and you get a bunch of extra benefits. You don't need to become a member. It's just an extra thing, but you get a bunch of extra benefits. When I do a bunch of live streams, I private some of them so it doesn't mess up my algorithm. I private it for members only. So there's probably 70 hours of the channel for members only at this point. I like this matchup. They're both coming off a loss. Yeah, I think it makes sense, but from a competitive standpoint, I'm not in love with it. Yes, sir. If you passed Jorge Masvidal on the street and called him Congressman Masvidal, what do you think immediate action would be? Immediate action by Jorge? I don't know. I don't even know if he would understand the joke. I don't care what his reaction would be. But let him sucker punch me. I will get retribution one way or another in form of a Boston Crab. Billy L, thank you for the $4.99. Just split some Wingstop with Connor in the bathroom. I'm done, dude. Michael Chandler would love for Connor to take him into a bathroom. The way he be acting, it's not normal. It's not normal at all. It's not normal at all. But I'm glad you enjoy your Wingstop. Dude, Wingstop, Billy, I wish you could try America's Best Wings, dude. Can you please find America's Best Wings next time you're on vacation or something? It's so damn good. It's so damn good, and I need you to have it. Hopefully they have a UFC event in Maryland, and we can all have a meetup at the local America's Best Wings. Will inflation add to the member cost? Have to be sure. I'm eventually going to add other tiers, but this tier will stay the same, at least for a long, long time. Joey, I'll get a membership in a couple months or just graduated college, so when I level up my income, I'll join. Hey, man, it's just an extra. It's just an extra. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. It's just an extra, but appreciate you nonetheless, man. Co-main of the year. Okay. I think Connor will never fight again, but thank you for the $4.99, Billy. I appreciate the $4.99. I'll put that towards my next America's Best Wings. I think Connor will never fight again. If he does, he's going to get starched. I'm starting to believe that same narrative. If Chandler fights someone else and wins, will he still call out Connor? Yes, he will. The nearest one to me is 531 miles. That's crazy, dude. Maybe I should buy some America's Best Wings and then overnight it to you while it's still hot. Who does Cody Durden fight next? I don't know, dude. I think Cody Durden's too busy, having homoerotic fantasies, making jokes about, grown men performing sexual acts on other grown men. And I don't know if he ever fights again. Honestly, Durden's just a clown. I'm so tired of seeing him do the dumbest shit. And then you have clowns tweeting to me after I tweeted to Cody Durden. You have clowns tweeting to me saying some dumb shit. But Patty, you knew exactly what reaction that was going to get from me. And that's why you asked that question. So I appreciate it nonetheless. You'll pay for shipping? Okay, fair enough. Imagine I just overnighted them to you. They're still good the next day. I think they have the best wings. They're the best wings. They're America's best. Should have done a 10K sub celebration eating Wingstop. Absolutely not. Big Joey, my man, Durden is sus. I saw that Lynch mention you in his video. Which video was that? Which video was I mentioned in? You have to let me know. I have not seen it. I have not been on YouTube all day outside of making my own video. I have 666 views currently on my video that I put out. Picking up some steam. Mario, thank you for gifting 5 membership ships. 10th Planet Striking. Leo Shav was gifted a membership. Jesse. Billy and Jordan all gifted memberships. So there you guys go. You get extra live streams to watch. So what will it take you to do a live stream eating Wingstop? Nothing, because it's garbage. 10th Planet Striking, yo, what's up? Dude never even sent a message. He gets gifted a membership. Where you been, 10th Planet? I'm always out of the gifted. You got to accept it. When it pops up, it'll say, do you want to be included in it? But Mario, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, my friend. Will you autograph my wing box? I'll do more than that for you, okay? I'll do more than that for you. But yeah, what video was I mentioning, Sly? Jordan Hansen's happy to be part of the gifted membership. Who just joined the Discord? I want to know so I can change your nickname. I'm assuming that's Eldridge. Eldrich. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm just going to put your nickname as Eldrich, so I know exactly who you are on Discord compared to YouTube. So I just put your nickname as Eldridge. Yes, Joey, I have. Okay, no big deal, man. I just hadn't seen it. Do mukbangs, Joey? No. Thank you, Jordan's thanking you. Yeah, Mario's slinging out the big dough right there. Yeah, I wonder how often gifted memberships people keep, then continue to pay for the memberships afterward. In fact, I would love to know. We got some people who have been members for 21 months. 21 months. That's crazy, guys. Rocket Money canceled like all of my subscription, and I didn't even know I was a member. I wasn't a member. Thanks, Mario. Rocket Money canceled all like my subscriptions. I didn't even know I wasn't a member. Shame on you. What if when you get a gifted membership, it forcefully takes money out of your account each month? No canceling it. That'd be hilarious. Hey Joey, it was about James Lynch. He brought up your tweet about Juliana Pena. He's got a pretty big platform. Yeah, I've actually done streams with him before. I'm probably going on a stream this Thursday. He said there was a couple other times he might be streaming, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do Thursday. Yeah, so hopefully it's interesting. If you guys want to check that out, I should be live streaming with James on Thursday. I forgot to mention this in the Discord. I just figured that out today. Because I have something to do Thursday, but it looks like it's going to be earlier. I should be back in time to do the stream with Lynch on his channel. So I'm 90% sure I will, but if not, I'll be doing a I'll be doing a different stream this very week, but I'm 99% sure it'll be Thursday. Crazy he mentions you because he mostly interviews fighter. We're friends. Me and James Lynch are friends. Joe, you and James need to debate. Would be legendary. What are we debating? But I'm sure we will debate because we do have a little bit of a disagreement kind of here and there. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I hope I hope James don't get his feelings hurt. Because we've been, I don't know though, because I feel like it's shifted a little bit. And we're kind of in agreement now. So I don't know. What is this allow gifts thing? That means you get allowed to gift a membership. Was there a fight you didn't pick Francis to win in? I don't think so. Let me take a look. I don't remember. I picked him against Cyril Gane. I picked him against Stipe in the second fight. I picked him against Jairzinho. I picked him against Junior. I don't remember if I picked him against Kane. That was 4 years ago. I don't remember. I didn't have a YouTube channel, so it's not like I was putting my picks out to people. It was just who I thought would win. I definitely picked him against Curtis. Or at least I knew I thought he was going to win against Curtis. I thought he was going to win against Derek Lewis. I did pick against him when he fought Stipe the first time. At UFC 220, I picked Stipe Miocic. The hype was crazy for Francis, and I thought he was going to get exposed in that fight, and he did. Weren't a lot of people picking Kane to beat Francis? I think so. Cheeto is about to get a career-ending beatdown by Henry. I don't know about career-ending beatdown, but he's going to lose. But the fight might not even happen. The fight might not even happen, my friend. That's why I have it. Fight is off in the title. Rewatch Oliveira versus Ferguson earlier. Forgot how bad he dominated Tony. Did you pick Oliveira? I was very confident that Oliveira would win that fight. The majority of people were picking Tony Ferguson. Let me go back and pull up that fight right now on Tapology. Just out of curiosity. Major results. Where's UFC 289? Where's UFC 289? Come on, UFC. Oh, here it is. Okay, Charles Oliveira. I bet you the majority were picking Tony. Okay, UFC 256. 75% picked Tony Ferguson. I have been on the Charles Oliveira hype train for a long time. I've been a believer in him for a long time. I wish I had. I mean, I do have history of it on the channel, but it was right before he became champion. But yeah, I was very confident that Oliveira would get it done. I thought Oliveira was definitely going to win that fight. I also picked Gaethje over Ferguson as well. And I've been called a bias towards picking Tony. Tony was negative 160. Yeah, I would have said, look, that would have been a great prediction because I would have said I'm 100% confident in that fight. That armbar hurt to watch. It was horrific. I know Tony's a savage. How did he even absorb that? If you go back and watch every prediction I've ever done about Oliveira on the channel, I've talked about how long I've been high on him and that I'm picking him to beat Chandler. Gaethje massacred Tony. It's hard to go back and watch that fight. Dude, it was bad. Most people were picking Tony in that fight, I think. I picked Gaethje. I was on a hot streak back in 2020 on my fight picks. It was UFC 249, if I'm not mistaken. Go to Tony Ferguson, who's on a massive L streak. Main events. 70% picking Ferguson. Only 30% picking Gaethje. That's crazy. I was part of that 30%. Even though I didn't even pick on Tapology back then, but you get my point. You get my point. Boom. Okay, let me X out of that. I've had a lot of great picks over the years. And that's why I just look forward to continue to make my content, because I know I'm going to have some more legendary predictions. Never the same after Gaethje, that's true. That armbar hurt. Dude, Oliveira tucked it under his armpit. Oliveira tucked it under his armpit. Honestly surprised Charles didn't do even more damage to Tony. That is true. How many people were picking Chandler over Olives? Let me look at Tapology. I would say that was probably like closer to 50-50 if I had to guess. Maybe just slightly in favor of Chandler. If I had to guess, just off recollection is what I'm going off here. But I'm going to go look at Tapology real quick. Let me take a look. Oliveira was up 52% to 48%. I picked Oliveira to win that one. Sucks to say Khabib would have destroyed Tony, even though I still wish we saw it. Yeah, I knew that for a long time. Tony's defensive wrestling was never good. Okay, people for some reason think it was. It was never good. He would have got decimated by Khabib even in his prime. Makes me sad to say, but you get the point. Tony should have fought Robbie instead of Robbie Green. I think both of them are winnable fights. Joe, if you want to trigger James, just say Islam was being underestimated going into the Charles fight. He always fumes when I say that. All right, I'll make sure to throw that in there for you. But yeah, Khabib would have beat the brakes off of Tony and would have ended Tony badly. Would have beat him up horrifically. It would have been really, really bad. It would have been an absolute devastating beatdown. Kevin Lee is the one who got me on Oliveira because Lee was coming off the knockout. He said Oliveira hit me harder than anyone. I was confident in him going into that fight. I was confident with him going into that fight. I've picked Charles Oliveira for many, many years. I thought he'd be a future champion. And the thing is, I get it. But yeah, I don't remember the last time I picked against Oliveira. Charles Warsh, Kevin Lee. It was actually competitive, believe it or not. Cara France versus Kopp going to be a banger. If it happens, I wouldn't shock me. Guys, I want you to remember this from the stream. I want you to remember this tomorrow. It would not shock me if Manel Kopp comes out tomorrow and says he's not fighting. Oh, no, that's been Figgy that's been saying that. I'm an idiot. But don't be shocked if it doesn't happen. But hopefully it does. That one I'm more confident in now that I realized. How do you join the Discord? Members only community tab. Go to my profile. You'll be able to find the link for the Discord. Let me know if you have any trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if Costa fight doesn't happen. Yeah, I've said that as well. The Ikram Aliskerov fight. Joey, you need to get member status already, bro. You're way too consistent with the live streams. What do you mean I need to get member status? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? You need to get member status? Is that what you're saying? You can join. You can become a member. The link is in the description if that's what you're saying. Who do you have? Who do you have, Strickland or Abus Magomedov? Abusapien Magomedov. I don't know yet. Probably Strickland. I haven't really thought about that fight at all. I'll be completely honest. If I'm being honest here. I have no idea yet. Joey, your prediction video got me so hyped for Trevor Peek versus Mariscal. I think is how you pronounce it. Dude, that's going to be a crazy wild fight. I watched some tape on Mariscal. He's a savage. An absolute savage. So, look forward to that. Did you like how I threw in the Daytona 500 reference in there? Did you like that? But I'm glad I could get you hyped, dude. I had a massive conundrum last night. Oh my God. You guys have no idea what I went through. Oh my God. Last night was an absolute debacle and a half for me and for the channel. So I spent all day yesterday researching my picks. I finally finished researching my pick at like maybe 12:30 a.m., 1 o'clock in the morning. And I took all these notes. I watched tape on every single fighter. And then I look at the UFC's website. And the UFC's card lineup is different than Tapology. So I'm like, okay, well, let me look at ESPN's lineup. It's different from both of them. Oh, I was fuming. I'm OCD. I don't want to go out of order. Like, to go out of order would have destroyed my heart. So what I did was, now my notes are out of order. I decided I was going up with the UFC.com's lineup. Because the UFC.com lineup, at least their main card, matched up with what they announced on Saturday. I remember what they announced on Saturday. Their main card matched up with what they announced on Saturday. So I said, I'm going with UFC.com because sometimes UFC.com is off. Like even last night, UFC.com had some fighters who pulled out of their fights still in the fight. But at least the order, I thought the new fighter would be in there and it would be correct. So I decided to go off UFC.com. So then I had to switch all my notes around because I needed my notes in the right order so I could easily scroll down and look at them because it's just a bunch of text. But then when I have to look at Tapology, so I have all the records and reach and recent 5 opponents. And so what I end up having to do is redo my notes. I had to copy and paste and put it in the right order. Then I had to keep looking at the UFC's website to make sure I was going in the proper order. But then I have to jump back to Tapology to look at a lot of different details of each fighter. And oh my, it was killing me. I'm so glad I got through it. And I put it in the right order. And then Tapology actually updated today to the proper order, the order that I went in. So anyway, that's just something I do. I can't. Oh, it eats me a lot. When I make a card video, when I make a prediction video and then they change the order of the fights, it really actually pisses me off. So I'm glad I made the right decision. Because I'm sitting there, I'm looking at Tapology, I'm looking at UFC, I'm looking at ESPN. I'm like, what order do I go in? And luckily, I remembered Saturday night was the order that the UFC had it on their website. So I said, I'm going with the UFC. But talk about pain in the dick. Talk about pain in the dick. Are you done with Guram? Will we ever see him fight again? He's already booked. He's fighting in July. So no, I have HD 88 ADD. I have a hard time paying attention, but when I do, it's incredibly clear. Makes sense. Makes sense. I'm just like crazy about like, I don't know, certain things just really, really can just annoy the shit out of me. So, and I don't like change also. Like I want to redo my whole background and make it more aesthetically pleasing. This has worked out for a long while, but I want to like move all this stuff and rearrange it and just really make the background look incredible. And but I don't like change, so it's going to be weird. But eventually, I'm just going to have to do it little by little and then decide what I actually like. But I'm going to get rid of all this. This is all going to be gone. I'm maybe going to put like a shelf back here, maybe hang up some other lights, maybe put some shelves on this wall that you can kind of see. But we'll see what happens. Joe, I cannot wait for Dumont versus Chandler. Edge of your seat action. You don't want to miss it. Yeah, that's a good one, bro. Can't wait for that one either. That's going to be an absolute barn burner. That's going to be an absolute barn burner. Can't wait for that one. Some dude said he's done watching my channel because I called O'Malley versus Jan a brutal robbery when it was a brutal robbery. It was not a close fight. People are whitewashing that and saying it's not and playing revisionist history. That was one of the worst robberies I've ever seen. You mentioned you want a gaming channel one day. Do you play Mortal Kombat? I haven't, but I would play the new one. I have a gaming PC right here, my editing PC. I really want to right now. I want to get a nice OLED monitor. They have a bunch out, but they're like $1,000. So I would love to invest in one right now. It would be better for my UFC viewing experience, but also my gaming experience. I found like a couple ultra wides I would really like to get, and I would like a little bit more screen real estate, and I would also love to run the double monitor setup. But I just can't stomach, put another $1,000 into a monitor right now. But probably by the end of the year, I'm going to get another monitor. Oh, you mean official? No, I don't. It is off. Henry Cejudo came out and said he's injured. He said he may be able to fight, but he may not be able to. That means donate. Yeah, so if you guys want to donate, Hey, look, if I can get $1,000 in donations in the next week, I'll buy it right now. All right? So, if you guys want to support the channel. Why aren't we talking about the next Holly Holm card, dude? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Why does it say Henry versus... Yeah. Cejudo came out and said that he is injured and he may not be able to fight. I spent $1,400 on my Sony 65 TV for gaming. Dude, I have a 77-inch OLED, LG OLED in my living room. It cost me $4,500. It's fucking beautiful, though. The OLED technology is incredible. I really want to get an OLED monitor. I wanted to get an OLED monitor when I bought this monitor, but I just wanted to start off with something not $1,500, and now they've kind of gone down in price. They're about $1,000 now. But there's a couple I have my eye on. There's a 34-inch OLED that I've seen that's about $1,200, I think. But I got my living room TV. If you haven't seen, I posted in Discord before. My living room TV, just beautiful. And I barely even watch it now because I spend all my time in here. I bought that in the fall of 2020. It was $4,500. It's a 77-inch, and it's absolutely beautiful. Do you think Terrence McKinney could be future champ, or is that last fight he had hype train derailed? Yeah, I don't think he will be future champ. I think he's derailed. But I thought he was a good prospect, but I never thought he'd be. I really didn't think he's going to be champ, but I thought he would do better than where he's currently at. The fight is off the day it got announced. Basically, the UFC just announces fights that don't actually exist. Basically, that's just the way it goes. That is just the way it goes. McKinney will never be champ. Not the way he gets starts all the time. That is true. Terrence will never be in the top 10. Why are people saying future champ? Yeah. He would smoke Patty, though, I think. He would smoke Patty badly. T-Rex might not even make the top 10. I don't think he will, unless he improves drastically. I'm picking Topuria, but why do I have a feeling that Emmett's just going to flatline him? Dude, I'm nervous for Topuria as well. If he gets a little bit too reckless, dude, and Emmett squats down and squats that ass down and throws that massive overhand right, he will put him to sleep. He has unbelievable power. Joey, I think Tatsuro will lose. It's a tough matchup. That's a great fight as well. The Tatsuro, I think it's Tyra. I think I mispronounced it in my video. Tyra. Yeah, my full card prediction's out, but I think Tatsuro wins. Yeah, Kledson is very dangerous. I agree. That's a fight that I'm really looking forward to on the card. And what's that second fight on the card? But yeah, full card predictions are out. If you guys could go check it out, it takes me. That video in total probably takes me 8 hours between research and everything. I can pick these fights. I've done it for years. I've picked fights without doing in-depth research for every fighter, just kind of going off memory. I could do it. I don't like doing it. I don't feel good about it. So I watch tape on every single fighter before I do a full card prediction. And it's very painstaking because it's not all centralized in one spot. So I got to use UFC Fight Pass, ESPN Plus, YouTube, and just find all these different fights. And it's tough. Onama versus Santos is one I'm personally excited for. Dude, this card actually coming up is a banger. I'm being honest. Like, you look at UFC on ABC 5. Cody Brundage versus Cedriquez Dumas is a fun fight. Tyra versus Rodriguez is a great fight. Jamal Emmers versus Jack Jenkins should be a savage fight. Trevor Peek versus Chepe Mariscal should be a great fight. I think Mateusz Rebecki versus Loic Razabov should be very fun. Randy Brown, Wellington Tournament, all right. Brendan Allen, Bruno Silva should be fun. David Onama versus Gabriel Santos should be fun. Justin Taffa versus Austin Lane will be a lot of fun. Austin Lane is massive. I actually picked Austin Lane. The only fight I don't like on the card right now, I think this is an underrated card. The only fight I don't like is Amanda Hebos versus Macy Barber. Other than that, it's a lot of fun fights on this card. A lot of fun fights on this card for sure. So, get excited for Saturday. The only thing that really does suck ass, and I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. Let's see. Let me take a look. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time start time for prelims. And 3 p.m. start time for main card. I hate that. It just ruins my whole Saturday. I want to watch the fights at night. I don't want to spend my whole day watching fights and making videos. Some of us got shit to do. And the UFC did us dirty with that. Ooh, Macy Barber in the co-main event. Did I say that in the video or no? Starts at 1 a.m. for me and the main card at 5. That sucks even worse for you, Eldridge. Where are you from, Eldridge? If old man Emmett sleeps Topuria, it's going to be funny, though. Everyone will be shook. Dude, imagine he just stiffens him up Michael Chandler. Not Michael Chandler style. Michael Johnson style. Imagine. Have you noticed Armin tends to keep his hands low all the time? Yeah, his hands aren't particularly high. He's kick heavy, too. First fight on the card. I'm Australian, hence the JDF pound for pound pick. It's hard to see it. So, that's why I couldn't tell. If I go to your profile, I can tell. But in this little tiny thing. Shout out to Damon Jackson's hairline. Yeah, shout out to Damon Jackson's hairline. For sure. For sure. Damon Jackson making us all feel good about our hairlines. For sure. Guys, if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. We are cruising towards 20,000 at this point. I want to double the sub count by the end of the year. So if you could subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And you know what, guys? Look what it looks like when I turn off the lights. Watch how crazy this looks. Look how I'm just going to start streaming like this instead. What do you guys think if I just start streaming like this instead? It feels good just to be sitting here with no lights. Doesn't feel as bright, doesn't feel as warm, but I got to do that for you guys. But isn't that wild with no lights on? Witness protection. Yeah, that's like one of those interviews where the person doesn't want to be identified. Like Colby, this is Colby Covington's next interview. Yeah, I don't want to fight Shavkat. I don't want to fight Bilal. I don't want to fight any contender. I don't want to beat anyone in the current top 15. I just want a title shot. I've been hiding out in witness protection since I beat Jorge Masvidal, who's now retired and was a bum when I beat him anyway. But I would really like a title shot next. That's basically Colby Covington. It's interesting, not bad. Yeah, a little bit of difference. Isn't that crazy what lighting can do? If you have any bad camera quality, whether you have a webcam, whatever camera you may be using, the number one suggestion I have to you is lighting. Lighting. You can make any camera look good with good lighting. Rose Namajunas will never fight again. I'm starting to believe that as well. I'm right up there with you. It doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like she will be fighting. How dare Cody make jokes about grown men? Yeah. Did you like my response to that? Andy? What did you think of my response? Look, I'll tell you this, guys. If you've been watching the channel for any period of time, you'll understand this, okay? And I'm not lying. I'm not trying to seem like I'm cool or anything like that. If you knew me in real life, right? And maybe my personality, I'm acting like myself on here, but maybe you guys who watch the channel a lot can understand this and see this when watching for long periods of time. But if you knew me in real life, I am the most confrontational person possible. I enjoy confrontation. I enjoy making it awkward. I enjoy, if someone tries to act tough or intimidate someone, I love confrontation, whether it's with a stranger, whether it's with a family member, whether it's with a neighbor, whether it's with any random person it could be. I absolutely love confrontation. Every day I'm hoping for a confrontation, okay? Not a physical confrontation necessarily, but I don't let shit slide. Look, if somebody says something that I don't like, I'm calling them out immediately. And I will make it as awkward as possible, okay? But so the problem I run into on the channel is I want to build this channel off of good MMA content. That is the goal. I want to build this channel. I want people to come to this channel and watch this channel because they enjoy the MMA content I put out. Now, where I run into a problem is when people are like, oh, this guy's talking shit about you on YouTube, or that guy's talking shit about you on YouTube, and this guy's talking shit about you on YouTube, or this guy said this and this guy said that. And I just blatantly ignore it because I don't care what these people have to say, okay? I don't care what they have to say. And if I go after them, all I'm doing is then elevating them and then also any potential growth I get from that, let's say I don't like what somebody said, right? And I go after them and I'm just absolutely destroy them, decimate them. And let's say I get 500 subscribers from it or 1,000 subscribers from it. That's not what I want to build my channel off of. I think that's clout chasing. I think that's a clown show. I think that's embarrassing. I think that goes to show you, oh, I can't build my channel based off of knowledge and based off of, you know, maybe being entertaining or having a decent personality. You're basing your channel off of aggressively having these weird YouTube beefs. And I'm just not a fan of that at all. I wouldn't enjoy growing this channel off of being known, oh, Joey just goes after everyone. No, I just want to talk about MMA. I just want to enjoy myself. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I don't pay attention to what anyone else is doing. So I hope that makes sense. Like I absolutely would love to. I would love to. I'm just chomping at the bit, but you just can't do that. But if you're in the Discord, I might have broke that rule a little bit, but it just happened to be on Twitter today. But believe me, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. But it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I'm trying to build my channel. I'm trying to mind my own business. I wish everyone nothing but the ultimate success on YouTube. I want everyone to get 1 million subs. I want everyone to get 1 million views per video. I'm not sitting here. I never want to sit around and hate on anyone, okay? But it's just the way it is. I mean, it's just the way it is. Sometimes online, you just have to ignore certain things, and you can't let that love for confrontation and that aggression come out, because then you're just building your channel off of basically being a clout chasing bitch, in my opinion. At least that's the way it comes off to me. Joey's looking for fights at the grocery store. I've told a story before. I almost got into a fight at the grocery store before. Some dude was complaining that some woman was putting her groceries up on the conveyor belt, and I was behind her, so I couldn't put my stuff on the conveyor belt. And the dude behind me was complaining that his shit was too heavy and like being a dick about it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? You should have got a fucking cart then, you bitch. And like the way he was talking, I don't remember exactly what he said. This was like probably 3 years ago, maybe. The way he was talking, he was coming off aggressive. Like trying to be like Mr. Tough Guy in a grocery store line. And as soon as I started hearing that shit, and nobody else wants to say anything because people are like, oh, I'm not gonna get into any conflict. As soon as I started hearing that shit, I literally just bitched the shit out of him. And he just shut up and held his heavy-ass groceries, had like 2 gallons of milk. Like, dude, why didn't you get a cart, you bitch, if you're going to cry and complain because someone's using the conveyor belt when they're the one checking out? But, yeah. Anyway, that's just the way I am. I don't know if you guys can tell that by watching the live streams. That's just the way I love confrontation. I love making things awkward. It doesn't have to be physical confrontation. And I'm not saying like I'm some badass, like I would beat everyone's ass. But there's nobody that I'm scared of. You know, if somebody starts talking shit to me, I'm going right back at them immediately. I'm not just somebody who acts out online. And also, that's the one thing I don't get. I don't like talking shit through a computer screen, okay? But in person, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, if you ever meet me in person and you're like a fan of the channel, come up and start talking shit to me, and you know, I won't even know yet because I don't know what you look like. I'll immediately start talking shit right back. Unless you brandish a shillelagh, then I'll immediately submit. Make WWE predictions. Stop it right now. Stop it immediately. I never want to hear that come out of your mouth again. I don't want to hear that dirty little mouth say that ever again. Not even scared of Guru. Dude, I'm not scared of anyone. There's nobody I'm scared, let alone online. I mean, I've talked about this so many times. So many times on the channel. I'm not scared of people in real life, let alone somebody through a computer screen ever, or through comments. You know, people leaving dumb comments, talking shit like I give a fuck. Honestly, half the time I find the comments talking shit kind of funny. Armin almost got finished. Wouldn't that have been crazy? Wouldn't that have been crazy? Worst case scenario is you're hurt, the hands, Boston Crab, and a crackhead at Walmart. Exactly. Dude, who's lucky I wasn't there. I would have started to perform an Imanari role. That is true. That is true. He's lucky he didn't get Boston Crab. Look, I'll tell you this right now. If I get into some altercation where it ends up getting physical, whoever I'm with before the altercation, if I think it's going to get physical, I'm going to tell whoever I'm with, I'm going to be like, start recording. I am going for the ball. Win or lose, I'm going for the Boston Crab. and I will put the video on Discord. So, but Joey, what if someone confronts you and you get stabbed? Look, I'm not advocating for trying to get yourself into physical confrontations. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you gotta pick and choose your battles. Okay, you gotta pick and choose your battles. Most people aren't about that life. Now in Baltimore City, maybe you just keep driving along. Okay, but in every day-to-day scenarios that I'm in, I'm not gonna let anybody bully me ever. So I wouldn't let Francis Ngannou bully me. Asking for a friend, does the Boston Crab work when you're in 5v1 or will they all need 911? Yeah, the Boston Crab works in any settings. I've used it in 10v1s and I've Boston Crabbed all of them. So I would say go ahead and use it. Do you remember the last undefeated champ we had? Who do you think will be the next, Topuria or Shavkat? If I had to pick one out of the two, I'll pick Topuria. But Shavkat I would love to get an undefeated champ, but I don't remember the last time we had an undefeated champ. You're going to have to say, before you fight the 5v1, you have to say, hey, call the fire department, but not for me. And then you put him in the Boston Crab. Baltimore native here? Are you really? Yeah, so you know how it is. You know how it is. I think if you grow up in Baltimore, you're just naturally not scared of anyone. That's just the way it goes. Joey fears no man, not even Brock. I think I might have already read that, but yeah, I'm not scared of Brock Lesnar. I think I'm scared of Brock. Look, I'm not trying to die, and I'm not trying to get in any physical altercations. I don't believe you should get into physical altercations over simply words. I'm just saying I live my life where I'm not letting anybody intimidate me. Ever. Habib, really? Cejudo versus Vera off. Already what happened? As soon as it was announced, Henry Cejudo put out a video on his channel saying that he is injured and he may not be able to fight. So, how did Dricus du Plessis move up over Paulo Costa in the rankings? Makes absolutely no sense. Poetic Sneakerhead says, yep, he knows all about that life. He's all about that. Alexa Grasso is the new pound for pound number one. Low. Jared Cannonier moves up to number 3. Why is Dricus moving ahead Costa? That makes no sense. And how does John Morgan get early access to these rankings? What is this? Okay. Joe, you pulling up Post Tough stream exclusively on Rumble? Stop it. Is Monday the day that Tough comes out, or is that Tuesdays? I think that's Tuesdays, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay. They actually had Jones versus Glover in Baltimore, but I missed it. I went. I was there live. UFC 172. Joe, I've heard rumors of you and MMA Guru is being discussed for the main event of 293. Jeez, I didn't know about that. I didn't. Why would you guys want such a one-sided main event? So hopefully that's featured fight on the card. Hopefully that has good pay. Joey, who wins, Shavkat or JDM? I'm going Shavkat right now. Ew, Grasso, number 1 pound for pound. Ew. Yeah. Disgusting in my opinion. Absolutely, positively disgusting. On the bright side, new videos performing well. Almost 1,300 views. Almost 1,300 views. Let's see if people saw the comment, the updated comment I put on there. JDM KO Shavkat, I don't know about that. Be dead honest, could you survive 3 rounds with Jared Vandera? I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. Give me 1 month of training. I'm surviving, but I'm easily surviving. I'm probably winning. I'm probably getting a finish against Jarrett Vandera. Joey, did they do the thing where they announced the main event and didn't let, Paulo Costa? Yes, basically, yes. I think it ultimately still happens, but it's just funny how that goes. Well said from the dude with the JDM profile pic. Exactly. That is true. I'm in Atlanta at the moment, and there are PFL events here every week. Groupon selling tickets for $15. Well, you should go to one. Thank you, Skank, for renewing my membership. Good man. Yeah, Jack's was gonna miss out on those extra live streams. And that loyalty badge. Jack, you need to start out there, get out there and cut grass, dude. You need to start cutting some grass out there, all right? Quite frankly, I'm getting sick and tired of your attitude. I expect you to get out there and start cutting some grass. JDM obliterates Brady. I'm probably picking JDM over Brady. Jack profile pick is going to be Joey during the co-main event. Okay. How big will Jeff Molina's return be? I have no idea. I'm honestly starting to like welterweight more because of people like Neil, Gary, Shavkat, and JDM. Agreed. The old guard at welterweight was just refusing to fight each other. It was so annoying. I help teach Muay Thai. That's my job. I don't make much, but it's something. It's not much, but it's honest work. I thought CLD looked like a bum at his first kickbox. Dude, embarrassing. Embarrassing performance by CLD. I think I said CDL. Next thing you know, he's going to be putting on one of those trucker headsets. I absolutely despise 170. It's starting to get better, though. It's starting to get better. It's starting to perform at a high level. So, let me take a look at something. What was your prediction for Punk versus Gall? I thought that Punk would absolutely get destroyed. I thought that Punk would be destroyed. Fry's the type of guy to pick Cheeto against Henry. I doubt that one. I think that's a little bit extreme. CLD versus Prime Till, who wins? Probably Till, to be honest. After what I saw, nothing but spinning techniques and horse shit while you're losing the fight when you could easily strike him outstrike him from range. I can't pick that type of idiocracy. It's just an absolute embarrassment. An absolute embarrassment. The way he performed was just something else, in my opinion. Was just something else. Let's see. I'm just taking a look. What in the hell? CM Punk versus Ben Askren would have been good. Stop it. That kind of exposes CLD, does everything extra with no basics until has a left hand and uppercut. Yeah. I feel like people who pick Brady against Jack Della Maddalena ignore the fact that JDM had great scrambles in his fight against Ramazan, Amiv, and Ange Losa. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to watch fight tape. I favor JDM, but Brady is a very good grappler. And we haven't really seen JDM against that level of grappler yet. How does a rematch between Ige and Cater go? I'd probably pick... I don't know, dude. Cater's coming off that injury. I don't know. Breaking news, Henry Cejudo out of UFC 292 from tearing a back muscle trying to get the last cookie out of the jar. Okay. Alex versus Jan. Who do you have? I have to take Jan, unfortunately. Because... I mean... Dude, it's just horrible circumstances for Alex Pereira. Quick turnaround, getting brutally slapped by Israel Adesanya. I just don't think it's going to turn out good for him. Michael Chiesa said Brady has superhuman strength when they tied up. Dude, but JDM is an absolute savage. But he could walk into a takedown. That's a tough fight to pick. This is the perfect time to make Jan versus Cheeto if Henry is out. I agree. That should be the fight to make. Do you think Dricus Duplessis starching Whitaker would be the biggest upset of the year? Yes. JDM would expose Gary. I wanted JDM versus Ian Gary badly. That's the fight that I wanted. That's the fight that I wanted quite badly. JDM versus Gary is great, but I'd rather see both get built up rather than losing one. I know what you mean. Yeah, I understand too. I understand that as well. Gary wins? Okay. Yeah, maybe he does. Maybe he does, but maybe he doesn't. We'll see. We shall see. Too short arm to deal with Gary's easily and hasn't shown good offensive grappling. There's a lot of question marks of Ian Gary and JDM. But I would pick JDM over Gary. If Conor defended his belt back in the day against Holloway, who would have taken? Who would you have taken? I probably would have took Holloway. I was a big believer in Holloway on his come up. I remember watching him on the prelims of UFC 172 live, saying I think he's a future champion against what is his first name? Is it Andre? What's Feely's first name? Feely. What is his first name? Is it Andre Feely? I think it's Andre Feely. I don't know why I'm having a brain cloud right now, brain fart. I think it's Andre Feely. I remember thinking Max Holloway looked really good. Gary isn't even getting past Neal. We'll see. That's a tough matchup. It's Andre Feely? Okay. For some reason, I was having like a... I couldn't remember what his first name was. I thought it was Andre, but then I was like, wait a second, is it not? But thank you guys. Thank you guys. Michel Pereira going to pull an upset and beat Wonderboy? Absolutely not. I don't think so. What's next for Jarrett Cannonier? I don't know. Maybe the winner of Paulo Costa versus Ikram Aliskerov? Maybe. I like that matchup. He could fight the winner of Sean Strickland versus Abu Sapien Magomedov. I hope Jeff Neal puts away Gary badly. He may very well. Crazy to think big names now were on the prelims. Exactly. It is crazy. At one point, most of them were on the prelims. I remember when Conor was on the prelims against Marcus Brimage. I think Wonderboy easily wins the fight against Michel Pereira. How does Rakic versus Krylov go? Dude, Krylov has looked good, and Rakic is coming off an injury. If Rakic is the same guy he was when he left, I go Rakic. Joey, I'm eating poverty pizza right now. You should be embarrassed of yourself. Get out there and cut some grass, you pussy. Eating that poverty pizza. Eating that poverty pizza. Ooh. How could you? How could you? Dude's eating a poverty pizza. Bro saw Wonderboy break Holland's arm and give him CTE and thinks spinning kickman is going to beat him. That is true. I don't, and I'm a Wonderboy fan. Well, you probably picked Kevin Holland too. I picked Wonderboy over Kevin Holland. I was one of the very few, it seemed like. Let me go look at Tapology for that one. That's what I love about going back on Tapology. You can look at who picked who. I bet you the majority picked Holland in that fight. Before I even look at it, I'm going to say 70 to 30 for Kevin Holland. 68 to 32% for Kevin Holland. I picked Steven Wonderboy Thompson. And I believe, was Hermanson on the main card? Yes, he was. I got the last 4 fights correct on that card. I picked Pavlovich, Nicolau, Dos Anjos, and Thompson. I got the first 4 fights right. Fights right. Then I got the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights wrong, and then I got 4 right. So I went 8 and 6 on that card. Not a bad pick percentage for that one. Not a bad pick percentage. Let's see by year. What am I at for this year? I'm at about 63% for this year. What's your favorite pizza place, Joey? I don't really have a favorite pizza place, to be honest. They're all kind of the same to me. Have you ever gone to Shogun fights in Baltimore? I have not, because usually it's during a big UFC card. I picked Holland against Wonderboy, assuming he didn't have brain damage and would wrestle. Well, you picked wrong. Would light heavyweight can go to heavyweight and be a top 10 heavyweight? Probably, yeah. Most likely. Heavyweight's so bad. Joey, how many perfect cards have you had on picks? None since I started tracking on Tapology. I had one recently, the Dern card. I got one wrong. Let's make Chimaev versus Adesanya. Easy win for Hamzat? No, that's not an easy win, but I'd love to see that matchup made. Just main cards? I don't know, dude. It's hard to... I don't remember. Can't wait for Tashiro fight this weekend because he's really good for flyweight. Yeah, and Clayson Rodriguez is a great fighter as well. He's a great fighter as well. So, what was your closest UFC parlay? I had one where I did a full card parlay and I got only one wrong, and it was a robbery. It was Raquel Pennington. The Raquel Pennington versus somebody. I don't remember. Let's see. Raquel Pennington. Whatever card that was. Against Ketlin Vieira, where she won split decision. I had a full card parlay. I got every fight right on that card. I didn't pick every winner in that card, but I had a full card parlay. Did you pick? I picked Dvorak. Kai or Manel early prediction? I'm going to go Kai. Who did I pick for Michelle Pereira? That's weird. I don't really remember. I don't remember who I picked. I would have to look up my videos, and I just don't have it in me. I don't remember. I would have picked... I think I picked him over Nico Price. I don't remember who I picked in the Andre Fialho fight, and I think I picked Ponzinibbio over him. Speaking of Pennington, how would she do against Pena? I don't know, dude. I take Marlon over CCC. I did as well. Oh, Marlon Vera. I was thinking you were talking about Marlon Moraes. Joey, how angry were you when the robbery occurred, Joey? What robbery? Oh, the Pennington one? I was actually happy because I thought she was a bum and I thought she deserved to be robbed. I forgot that I had that 12-fight parlay. I have a screenshot. I have a screen recording of it. Every single fight I got right. I think it was 12 or 13 fights. I think Wonderboy easily beats Michelle Pereira. I can't even fathom Pereira winning that fight at all. Who would give Jan a tougher fight, Dom or Pedro? I'll say Dom, but I don't know. I'll say Dom. It's a tough one to pick there. It's a tough one to pick. Well, how much money would you got in return? I don't know. When was that card? Let me look up that card. I'll tell you right now. I think it was about $1,000 off a really low bet. So that card was 114. Let me go look up my screen recording of it. That's not it. Okay, so the odds were almost plus 20,000. And I bet $10 on it. I almost said I bet 10,000. So I don't know what the math on that is because it doesn't show me what my return would have been. But the odds were plus 20,000. So I guess $10 would have been roughly $1,900, $2,000. Damn, that does suck. That does suck. That'd have been a $2,000 swing. Damn, that is more heartbreaking than I thought. Because the odds are like 1950, plus 1950. Roughly. So I'd probably got, if I'm doing the math right, $1,950. Off of a $10 bet. But I didn't even care. I was happy that she lost because of the way she fought at the end. Ketlin Vieira was annoying as hell. Would you say your best underdog pick of all time and one of the best picks Or one of the best picks if you can't think of one. Best underdog pick. I picked Nate Diaz to beat Conor McGregor, and I was very confident. Best pick of all time, at least since I started the channel, is Adesanya over Pereira because I broke it down exactly how the fight went as if I was in the future. Go back and watch my prediction video if you don't believe me, which you can see clearly dated. So, if you've been watching my channel, is my Adesanya pick not my best pick of all time on the channel? If you've been watching my videos, let him know in the chat. Michelle Pereira's a natural-born fighter. You got to go with him. Okay. Dude lost to Diego Sanchez. May have been a DQ, but he still lost. Yeah, Michelle Pereira's wild and sloppy for Wonderboy. Yeah, exactly. Imagine Chris Weidman breaks his... Dude, don't even say that. Won't even say that. Your Adesanya pick maybe pulled my hair out because of how right you were. Dude, it was nuts. It was nuts. By far the best pick. I'm trying to think of other picks. I'm trying to think of other picks that I had that were really good. I picked Stipe over Werdum back in the day. Most people were picking Werdum. I picked Alvarez over Dos Anjos. I'm just thinking of fights back then. I'm trying to think. I picked Nate over Conor in the first fight. And I was very confident that would happen. And I picked second round sub too. You should start call the Nevada Athletic Commission. They accept calls for questions for their conference or whatever. That they do. That they do. When is their next one? Let's look that up. Nevada State Athletic Commission meeting. Nevada. Let's go. When's their next thing? Event calendar. It's actually today. It's actually today. Let's click here for agenda. I might have to call in. Let's take a look. Public comments for the public are invited at this time prior to commencement of the possible action items. The chairman of the commission reserves the right to limit the amount of time that the person is allowed to speak. Should we call tomorrow and complain about the reffing? Should we call tomorrow and complain about the reffing? I think we might need to. I think we might need to, boys. Dude, because that Jaron Vallel and that Keith Peterson stoppage was absolutely egregious. I might have to call them tomorrow. No pause. What do you think that's going to encourage me to do? I feel like it's necessary. I don't know. So what do you just call in at 9 a.m.? Will be held on Tuesday, June 20th at 9 a.m. in Nevada Room 400 at the Nevada State Business Center. Teleconference option. Public comments. Comments from the public are invited at this time. That's the first thing. That is the first. I might just have to call them in the morning. Go live and give it a call. That'd be epic. Def call. That's a great video idea. Yeah, I might have to think about how I could record that. Maybe if I do decide to do it, I'll record it. I will record it. It'll just be hilarious. The only time this is a valid to call them saying them is super necessary. Tell Big John to retire while you're on the phone. Okay. Dude, we really should call. I really should call. Because the Jaron Vallel stoppage and the Keith Peterson stoppage was unbelievable and horrible. Send it in the Discord. Send what in the Discord? I can send the event schedule. You want the picture so you can call in too? We should all call in. Is the real thing. Send in the Discord if you call. Of course, you don't want to call. So no one has the balls to call but me. I might do it. I might just do it. Joe, do you think the UFC said something to the ref, Jarrett, and after Keith Peterson early stoppage, so he was hesitant to stop the fight? I don't know. And that's even a bigger problem. If the UFC is exacting influence over the refs, that's even more of an issue. I'll call. What's the number? I'll send it in the Discord right now. Of course. So, okay. Let me just make sure. I'm probably gonna... We gotta call them tomorrow. Let's see. I'm actually gonna post this on I'm gonna post this on Twitter. I'm gonna start. We really do need to call. I really. I just need to. Well, I'm trying to take a screenshot. Oh my goodness! Come on. I'm gonna take a screenshot on my screen, post it here. How can I not? Okay, there we go. File. I'm just making it the right size. File. Export. Nevada State Athletic Commission. Call. Okay. I wish we would all call tomorrow and complain about these stoppages. I posted in the Discord, by the way. We should all call tomorrow and complain about the stoppages. I deleted the original picture because I got a more clear picture. I posted it for a screenshot. I'm going to tweet it out. Let's see if it gets some traction on Twitter. Tomorrow, the NSAC has... Let's just type Nevada State Athletic Commission. Nevada State Athletic Commission. Dude, it'd be legendary. Is having its monthly meeting. At the beginning of the meeting, they have time for public comment. We should all call in and complain about the horribly late stoppages that happened this past Saturday. The thing is, everyone keeps saying, let's hold them accountable. Let's just hold them accountable. Let's just hold them accountable. But nobody ever wants to actually hold them accountable. This is the best we can do. Tomorrow's the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Tomorrow, the Nevada State Athletic Commission is having its monthly meeting. At the beginning of the meeting, they have time for public comment where you can call in. We should all call in and complain about the horribly late stoppages that happened this past Saturday. The telephone number. Oh, the tweet's too long. That's good enough. Let's tweet that out. Boom. Hopefully I don't get arrested for tweeting that out. I mean, that's public information. Rip Jarrett Villel in the call tomorrow. How bad will you guys die if I call in tomorrow? How bad? Dude, I might just have to. I really might have to. Please bring up Dominic Cruz on your call. No, dude. That's a good idea. Calling them and seeing the feedback they give you. Yeah, and you can't harass them. You can't harass them, but you have to be respectable in the call. Because otherwise you just look like a troll. And that's not what I want. I want people to call and give legitimate gripes. How are we going to expect them to ever change anything if they don't get any criticism, actual criticism that affects their day-to-day life? So if everyone can, go retweet that on Twitter. Hopefully it gets a little bit of traction and at least a few people see it. 9 a.m. I'll be up calling then. It would be effing hilarious. Everyone's screaming about the refs and then froze up once the number dropped. 10.2K Joey's different. Dude, I'm probably going to try to call in. But dude, it just pisses me off. I'm going to get a little bit crazy because they're going to get somebody killed. Wait, but it's only for complaints. No, it's complaints for the Nevada State Athletic Commission, period. It's for the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So it only affects Nevada. But if anyone can go and retweet that on Twitter, I would greatly appreciate it. I wish it was right now. I'd call right now while on stream. I'd call right now on stream. It would be just glorious. How do you record a phone call's audio? How to record a phone call audio. I wonder if it's even possible. There's got to be an app for that, right? Jay, I'll be up if you stream it tomorrow. 10.2K, appreciate it. They're so sensitive. How will you get the word? How will you word the question so they don't get offended? I don't know. Nah, it's just, are you guys doing anything to ensure more stoppages similar to the Arman Saryukian versus Joaquim Silva and the Dennis Bondar versus Carlos Hernandez does not happen in the future? What are you doing to address them? Are you holding those referees accountable? Do you guys even acknowledge that those fights were late stoppages? Something along those lines. Because are they even acknowledging that those were late stoppages? Because if they can't acknowledge it was a mistake, how are they going to fix it? Joey, I'll be up if you stream it tomorrow. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? It's so tempting. Who's actually going to call tomorrow? Who's actually going to call tomorrow? Is anyone going to call tomorrow? Make sure you be respectful, though. Because if you guys start harassing them, I'm going to get in trouble. Let's see. The sad reality is you're right, and they're eventually going to get someone killed. Exactly, and it's going to ruin the sport. You just put it on speaker near the mic. Joe, do you think they'll ever put a device in fighters' brains to monitor consciousness and brain activity? Probably not. Probably not. I doubt it. I'm just dying thinking about doing this. It would be legendary. It would be legendary. But what the response is going to be nothing. The response is going to be nothing. I could make a video about it after the fact. Instead of stream it, I'll record the phone call and then make a video about what we can do to fix reffing. The Dan Argueta stoppage was weird also. Yeah, it was a horrible stoppage. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But that one, at least I understand kind of the mistake. Where the other ones were just, I mean, you're just watching a dead body. You're just watching a dead body get ground and pound into the canvas and doing nothing about it. Joey, why don't fighters have a number like how other sports players do? I don't know. I guess because it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what they do. I don't know. I think they hear it live. I think they hear the public comment live. They're all there at a meeting in a public room. If I could, I'd go there and show up. Someone has to do it. I put it in my recent video. They already have the tech, and NFL, NHL refused to implement it in the helmets because of lawsuits. Okay. Do you actually believe Keith Peterson actually smells of alcohol? Would not shock me. But I don't know. Would not shock me. What the hell type of question? What are you talking about? The one about the brains to monitor consciousness? It's a little bit extreme, don't you think? They have tattoos instead of numbers? Exactly. They have tattoos instead of numbers. Yeah, I think Keith might have been drunk. I also want to ask him about that. Do you guys do any drug testing for your referees? Is there any monitoring to make sure that referees aren't intoxicated or under the influence of any drugs or alcohol? That's a great question right there, boys. That's a great question right there. But I don't know if they answer the questions or you just get a moment to have to say your case, to kind of just go on a little spiel for 30 seconds or a minute, and then they end it, and then they move on, and it's just public comment. I don't know how that works. That's why I'm a little bit hesitant to call. Because I'm I don't even know how it works. It makes me a little bit nervous. But yeah, maybe I'll give it an opportunity. If these refs don't get better, we're going to end up with a Richard Collin type situation where a fighter eats some shots to the back of the head and gets put in a vegetative state. Exactly. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, but I don't know if they actually answer your questions or they just listen to your comments and they talk about it later or something. I wonder what type of noises Keith makes when he's at the club and gets a dance on him. Stop it, bro. Just stop it. You should ask them to start doing press conferences for judges and refs because the judges are also a part of the NSAC. Dude, they're not going to do that, and that's not going to help because then you're just going to have media attempting to put pressure on them, which isn't going to work either. Grown men should not gossip, only go off of facts, okay? What are you talking about, Sean's daughter? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Am I the only one that thought Usman versus Masvidal was a late stoppage? I don't remember. I think you were. It was a hair late, but that one wasn't as egregious. Yeah, and it would be kind of dull. That's what I'm saying. It's eh. But I do want to call him and bitch. I would love to call him and bitch. To be honest. I hope the answer would be kind of... Yeah, I already read that. I'm an idiot. Meanwhile, I'm just rereading. It's what are the chances it would be tomorrow? Click here for agenda. They reserve the right to limit the amount of time for each individual to speak. The commission is precluded from acting on items raised during public comments that are not the agenda. I bet you they don't even say anything. The way it says the commission is precluded from acting on items raised during public comment that are not on the agenda. Yeah, Masvidal versus Usman 2 was early. Jorge waking back up should have given him a chance. Stop. Yeah, the Pritchard colon thing is tragic. I think I remember that the boxer that has physical disabilities. That CB Dalloway stoppage was horrible. Who's your favorite UFC referee? Probably Jason Herzog. Joe, you should lie and say you're related to one of the fighters at the end of the night. Stop, dude. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. That is not happening whatsoever. Just not. Ref pay needs to be decreased so they can't afford drugs and alcohol. I'm hearing more fighters are upset about the non-tap thing than the brutal elbows case. Yeah. Say you're Bondar's son. Jaron Vallel is my favorite ref now. He really gives a guy a chance to work. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Yeah, work. Imagine Jaron Vallel yelling at Dennis Bondar. Work. I need to see you do something. Fight back. Imagine Jaron Vallel was yelling fight back the whole time Dennis Bondar was getting elbowed. That would have been absolutely comical and disturbing and upsetting. Jan versus Aldo, also a horrible stoppage. Agreed 150%. Was a horrible stoppage. Bondar was clearly trying to advance his position. I remember when Mari Yamasaki said I wanted to see show that she's a warrior. That was a bad stoppage as well. I wonder if anybody calls tomorrow. I don't know. Am I going to have the courage to work up the courage and figure it out to call? We'll see. I feel like I should. I feel like I should. Bondar can't get a break. First he snaps his arm, then instant CTE. Yeah. Joe Rogan after seeing Bondar getting KO'd 5 times. Oh, he's hurt. Dude, he was out cold from the time the slam happened and 7 ground and pound elbows. Remember when Yamasaki did the weird stuff in the ring? I don't know what specifically are you talking about? Wasn't Jan beating Aldo face into the canvas for a round and a half? Yes, dude. It was a bad stoppage. I think that was Herb, if memory serves correct. If memory serves correct. I think it was old Herbert. Old Herbert Dean. Joey, I actually don't think that Armin stoppage was that bad. Go back and rewatch it, dude. It was horrible. I wish we could have seen the faces of fighters when Keith walks through the door of the locker room before the fight. Either they're probably like, oh, shit. Mark Smith is also pretty good. Yeah, Mark Smith's all right. Judges and refs needs to be evaluated every 6 months. I want them drug tested on the night of the fights. Bare minimum breathalyzer. Bare minimum breathalyzer. You're taking people's lives on the line. You can't bare minimum be breathalyzed. You know? I think that should be the bare minimum. Why not? Why not? Why not? I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here. We've covered it all. And it's almost 1 a.m. already. And I have a headache. And I got to record 1 video before I go to bed. But I'm already ready for it. I have all my graphics ready. Dennis Bondar was pulling corpse guard. You guys are borderline... Stop it. Yeah, he was working all right. He was working. But guys, do me a favor. If you guys can, go check out my latest video. Like it, comment on it, watch it all the way through. And, yeah, that's it. Like it, comment, watch it all the way through. Go watch my latest video. I just put the link in the chat. I would greatly appreciate it. All you guys went and watched it all the way through, commented on it, and liked it. It would help. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to bed. My main event prediction will be out tomorrow. My full breakdown and prediction for Josh Emmett, Ilia Topuria. I already have a full card prediction on the channel. You guys can go check that out as well. Thank you guys for joining me. Call the commission tomorrow. I'm going to post it on my community tab on YouTube as well. So if you guys want to call tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Good night, and I will talk to you guys later.